Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our weekly angel reading for January the 15th through the 21st, 2024. So before I begin, I'd just like to thank everyone who's returning to this weekly series and to also welcome anyone who might be new to our Angelic Wisdom community. So, just a bit of an update. I had mentioned in my last video um, that I had had this pain, debilitating pain in my right thumb and part of the palm. And so, as I had indicated, it had gotten better during the night. I'm probably sure that some people that I had told probably had also said some healing. But I mentioned that I had also had some guidance from Archangel Raphael about sending gratitude towards my hand. When I finished the video, I got a call within minutes, and I had received very sad news about my high school voice teacher. Um, she wasn't she was not my first professional voice teacher, which I consider the teachers I had at the magnet school that I went to in Virginia. She was the third one, but she truly was um, one of my greatest allies as a person, um, and as a teacher. Um, and she did so many incredible things for me. Interestingly enough, she had passed on Wednesday when this pain started. I'm not quite sure, but I know that when I got the news that the pain started to fully release, this was also happening. Um, Her death happened the day before, so on the third, and then my mother's anniversary death was on the fourth. So it was a lot of things going on. And I was told that it was emotional when they showed me the water sign. Um, um, so, yeah, it's kind of interesting how it just quickly went away after I discovered the news about her passing. And she just did a lot of incredible things for me. I posted on my regular Facebook page, but I probably will um, make a tribute to her on this channel and my Facebook um, Angel School page when I get back. So I'm recording this early, and you're gonna see it early before I normally do it in the week. I'm probably gonna publish it. Well, I have to publish it on Thursday because, um, I'll- well, it depends on if I'm gonna take some things with me. So I better rethink that because I might have the tools I need with me on the trip to just do it on that day. But I probably should just go ahead and do it anyway because the funeral is on this Saturday. Last week, the video came out really late because I just started to lose a little bit of mental, I think, focus and clarity after I got the news. And um, so, yeah, so here we are. So I will be back on Wednesday, the 17th. But I have already started to, get some clients, and so I'm scheduling them. And then I'm trying to um, do all of my writings before I leave for next week. So hopefully that will work out. I have some errands that I need to do in order to get ready for my flight, which leaves very early on Friday. So, yeah, that's what's going on in my world. And so I have to, I have to be there because, when my she did so many things for me. I just can't tell you. Like, um, in high school, she took me to competitions, and I think she probably paid for the some of the accommodations. When that happened, she got me my first paid professional singing job in a church um, in high school. So, and it was my first job really. And she took me there every Sunday and every Thursday. She picked me up and brought me back home um, for I don't know how many years. Maybe it was 2 years, the last 2 years of high school that I had the job. But, she was really trying to expose me as much as possible. And I must say, it she gave me a better sort of exposure and education than I got at the conservatories that I went to, in terms of someone who just would um, bring things to your attention and really advocate for you to be out there. And she was just extremely generous and kind and loving. She arranged for me to get a flight home. My grandmother had passed, and it was the most devastating thing that ever happened to me up until my mom's passing. And she arranged for the church to give me a ticket to come home for the funeral, and then she picked me up from the airport and brought me to the funeral home where my family, my grandmother, was lying and stayed. And then she came to the funeral next day when my mom passed in 2015. She met me, and she came to the funeral. She helped me prepare because my mother had asked me to sing. And so, just so many things that's been going through my mind that I can't even enumerate to you right now, but they've just been going through my mind. I watched her children um, grow up, be born, one of them, her youngest, and I just read a story where, and this is just typical, um, where one of her students wrote that one day she came to a lesson ready to commit suicide, and that, Miss Fuller, her name is Agnes Fuller, and her new married name is Wynn, her second husband, but um, and this she was a professor at ODU, and the way the student wrote, I recognized that because she did things like that for me, on in other ways, that she just sat there and she let her know that she was loved and safe, and she made sure that someone, um, you know, came to pick her up and got her the resources that she needed. And she's still alive to tell that story. And she really was an incarnate angel. I discovered that later on, um, she had been dealing with cancer since 1996, until the end of her life, different types of cancer. And I didn't realize in 2019, after the last time she came up here for cancer treatment, I didn't realize that it had come back since then. And so we've had a few conversations, but in the last year or two, because of the pandemic, I um, wasn't able to be aware. I just don't stay on Facebook as my regular Facebook page is like most people. I just do. But anyway, yeah. So this has happened, and I'm gonna be fine. Um, I'm already communicating with her in some levels, and oh, but I forgot to tell you. So she studied Reiki, and so she actually was really doing a lot of healing work on herself throughout these years, and at some point I can't remember. I was talking to her about my angel stuff, and I think she had seen my post, and she had also um, been working with angels and things. So it was just and this rose quartz crystal. Um, I had given her mine that I bought at Edgar Casey's Center to borrow, and she came up here to just have, and she said it just made her feel so peaceful and calm. So she got me this one in exchange, and this was so beautiful. It has such a loving heart energy as well. So, um, wow. So yeah, I didn't mean to go on that long. I'm sorry, but so this is what's going on. So, you know, again, thank you all for. I know you're gonna be sending me lots of love and prayers, and I just want to thank you in advance for that. And so, if you haven't, let's get back to the reminders here. So make sure that you subscribed, select the all notification bell, like, dislike, leave your comments. And if you're looking for an angel reading with me, you can go to my current website, theangelschool.com/services. You can also select my PayPal me link if you'd like to support my channel with a donation. Um, and also my general monthly reading, you will see as the first link. So all these links are in the description area below. And I know I keep talking about this annual reading, and it's my intention to do it before I leave. So hopefully that will come out or before I leave. And along with this reading. And let's see. So let's take a deep breath now. I don't know why I'm seeing all of a sudden they're writing the word Scorpio in front of me. Um, and so, okay. So, astrologically for us, this just might be symbolic in a way. My mind is going directly to its ruling planet of, transformation and magic and and all this, so this time of intense reflection. And so it might be also that they're speaking to some of you who either have a sign of Scorpio or your moon is in Scorpio, or you have some astrological, maybe you have a rising sign in Scorpio. So let me just tune in. And so, so seeing the naked behind, bent over, and I'm seeing the moon. And it's kind of funny because it's like mooning too, but wow, this is a little bit much to tell somebody, but but be aware of emotions, you know, in this week. And also, I feel like pay attention to the astrological events so that are happening in terms of the lunar cycle. But it does give me a sense of maybe things ramping up, okay, in a sense, and a lot of transformation. So the energy is going to get really intense and really sort of start to ramp up. Now, this is preparing all of us for this Pluto in Aquarius event on the 21st. And on the 20th, actually, the sun moves into Aquarius. So it's sort of a ramping up to this sort of humanitarian energy. The last time this happened, so they say that this is going to be a time of technological and scientific advancements, as well as a huge shift in the consciousness of humanity, where many sort of systems will break down and these more fair and just and um, sort of equality um, will sort of, or egalitarian um, systems will replace those old systems. And so, although those events don't happen till the end of the week, And they might sort of sound like this, amplifying or and raising of the frequency, and the consciousness rising. But we also know that sort of um, the pain and the challenge of the, of that when transformation sort of takes place in our lives, we don't always willingly open ourselves and say, "Yay, let's celebrate!" Um, there are going to be there's going to be pushback within ourselves and people around us. So it's like a death experience. That sort of deconstruction, destruction, and um, the space and time that happens in between, leading to establishing the new. So it's just being really aware and open to how this might affect you emotionally, um, and your vulnerable spots. Now, this energy is helping us to come more in alignment with our soul's integrity and being in integrity with each other. Be aware of how you use you use um I'm trying be aware of how you use your emotions, for lack of a better word right now, um to manipulate and get things to be the way you want them to be, or the way that you might play other people, even when it's sort of like passive aggressive, right? When you tend to play yourself down in order to, make others feel more comfortable around you. And sometimes, spiritually minded people tend to do this. We tend to be kind of afraid of rocking the boat, or, many of us, especially, and just thinking about the Scorpio sign and being intensely psychic as well, you tend to be afraid to share, right? You're afraid, that of people judging you. And so don't try to manipulate yourself. Don't try to make yourself fit into a peg or a shape that doesn't align with how you are shaped, right? So, what is it? Don't try to fit the peg in a hole or something like this. That idea. So, um, this might really affect you in that way, as your gifts sort of expand and there's more awareness and the empowerment that comes with it. Are you going to really withdraw from that empowerment, or are you going to step into it fully? And this is the integrity piece that, for most of you listening, that you need to be open to. I'm not going to say work on, but be open to. Stepping into your power, no longer feeling like you're the weird one in the room, owning that which you are, right? Own it. Because that oddness is going to be what everybody else is going to be seeking, because that what we've been calling odd, weird, is authenticity. And that is what everybody is going to be looking for, that portal of freedom to access within themselves. All right, let's take a look at the Archangel. And this is the Seraphim Seraphisa. And, and if I remember this card correctly, let's see, because I can't see for some reason. Yes, relax and open up to source. So, first, really relax and trust. Trust what you're feeling, trust what is coming up. Like, not only just trust what you're feeling, but trust what is coming up. And I'm sort of seeing sort of like a witch with a witch's hat. And that's my symbol for spiritual empowerment. What's coming up is spiritual empowerment. Your your inner magician, your spiritual powers, your gifts. This is what's coming up. It's no longer willing to lie dormant. This is the time of activation for planetary service. This is the time for your humanitarian acts. So make sure that you really align your your desires and your intentions with service for the greater good. And also make sure that what you are inspired to offer is also accessible. And then she says, keep your heart open. It is so interesting that it's hard for us. It's been hard for us to keep our hearts open to the empowerment that we possess. We allow ourselves to be sort of shamed or sort of to keep ourselves in hiding. And I'm not saying that you should just go out and scream for no purpose, but when you feel that you're being guided and directed to show up in any moment or circumstance, let your voice roar in that moment. Let your voice roar in that moment. And I'm sort of seeing this witch. She has a cape on as well. And so this means to make sure that you cloak your energy um, in protection. So you can call upon Archangel Michael to place his cloak of protection over you. You can work with other angels and work with light, gold light, or white light to protect you. And I'm also seeing like crystals and things of this nature. So be aware. So I'm sort of saying, first of all, I'm saying crystals, I'm saying mushrooms, and I'm saying my phallic symbol. So crystals, I mean, really be focused on your intentions, especially the ones that you set in on the new moon in Capricorn, especially around career and finances, and etc. And remember that you're in this powerful time of manifestations and abundance. So the integrity is so that you're being clear and honest and open at all times, not just, and this is the priority with yourself. Because if the integrity piece is there, then the manifestation will become clear and will have integrity that integrity will infuse itself with the signal of of the desire that you're sending out to be manifested, so that it comes to you in an extraordinary, magical, and powerful way. So as you practice empowerment, being open and allowing it to come through, you really allow the extraordinary potential that's available to you to shine through and to illuminate your entire life. All right, so let's take a look at the first card for the beginning of the week. And so we have um, the Seven of Swords. So one, this is about your mind, your thoughts, okay? And for me, this is about making sure that you keep your thoughts in alignment with your pure goals, the purity of your goals. Don't don't look for shortcuts. Don't take those paths. Okay, stay on the path that you're on and stay with it. Keep figuring out and calling in your angels to figure out what you need to do to really stay in alignment, to be ethical in everything that you are doing. So be very aware and know that you dig deeper, that, you know, the clever fox here, you can be clever as not as into manipulating, but using your spiritual intelligence. They write the word easy, meaning you'll have an easier time once you really. So some of the things you're going to go through is just going to really sort of present these. I feel like it's going to be like you're going to just have these options, but one leads to one road and the other leads to another road. But you choosing the road that's right for you and that has integrity, this will become a sort of a practice, sort of an initiation into a practice of living um, with integrity, honesty, and total transparency. Now, here comes the card again. And this card for me is just representing, following your guts and not being afraid of, the truth sometimes, even when it's presented in a difficult package. And this is the Nine of Swords. So again, we're seeing a pattern here of, sort of mental focus, making sure that your beliefs are truly sort of um, sort of following your heart in a way, and not allowing fears to sort of take hold of you and trigger you to sort of estimate and undermine the the empowerment that is accessible to you at this time. So this is a card that really reminds us, look, the universe is always supporting you and is always opening doors for you. Keep your heart open, but you are the creator of your reality. And if you believe something long enough and hard enough, that you powerfully will manifest that. So don't let yourself fester. So figure out when you get in this place where you fester on things and you got anxiety going, you're really deeply worried. How are you going? What relaxes you? What allows you to get back into harmony with the universe? Is there too much going on? Is there too many things that you got your mind focused on? Notice how the universe always, well, your ego always what I call collages. So all of a sudden, when you have something to focus on, now there are a million different things to worry about. Sort of like now I'm going to this trip. My intention or my focus is to really, I don't even know how to say it in words. I can feel it and I can hear it. But my love is my intention. The only thing that matters is that there is someone that loved me and I loved a great deal. And that's why, that's everything that I'm going to do is bringing me there. However, my mind likes to worry about the whole travel thing, about being late, about what to prepare, what to wear. And it just escalates and it becomes this very, even when I bought the ticket, it was like, oh my God, because all my insecurities come up. I don't fly that often. Do I know what I'm doing? Am I making a mistake? Da, 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 And so you can't allow these practices to just keep going. Like, where did you inherit that from? And how are you going to now choose to carry? How are you going to be responsible? How are you going to show up? And that's what you get to decide. In a card like this, it's crazy and is wonky and disturbing as it appears, but this is what we're doing to ourselves when we allow our nerves, things that get on our nerves like this. It's wearing down your health. It's wearing down a lot of things. Now, keep in mind, they write the word empathy. You're someone who feels a lot of things. And you also got to remember that while we have our own crazy going on inside, but a lot of it is also that because you've opened a wound in yourself that makes you vulnerable to attracting and sort of plugging into everyone else's drama. And so now you carry it within your own body. And so the only way to de-escalate that intensity is to de-escalate what's going on inside of you, what you're focused on and worried about. They just wrote the word destiny. And I don't know, it almost feels like you can either allow your worry to become your destiny, or you can allow the purpose, like what you love or who you love, to become your destiny. So my point in traveling is not all the things that all my insecurities. It's about the love that I want to express and show up for someone who meant so much to me and changed the entire direction of my life. So we have to decide, how are we going to show up? And we have another swords. And this is really sort of apropos for the energies of the weekend, the 20th and the 21st, which I spoke about. And it's the Six of Swords here. And we can see that just let things rest, move on. Those swords, that energy, that those mental things, the ego, it only it will be there. Everything is always there. The spectrum of possibilities is always there, but it's attention. And the mind, whatever the mind focuses on, it activates. It's like your mind let's say you're sitting in a big room with TV monitors running all the possibilities for one event or one moment in your life. And they're all running in the background, but it's the one where your attention goes. And the one that holds your attention is the one that becomes your destiny. And you have to choose the channel that you want to watch, choose the monitor that you want to give life to, because it is the only way that any of these possibilities can have life and then become yours. And so, even in our world right now, we have real TVs because everything in the physical world is a technology of the soul, sort of a representation of it, to help remind us, to give us these um, ways to create these analogies to reconnect to who we our truth. And so when you focus on what they're telling you to look at and how to perceive what you're looking at, you are allowing someone else to choose your destiny, about how you are going to experience the world today, or about how the world will be shaped for the future. Reality out there seems very frightening and threatening, and we believe in it because it's physical. But the reality exists within you, how you choose to see those things. Do you see it with fear, or do you see it through the eyes of enlightenment? And how that enlightenment then impacts you as wisdom, and the wisdom to know how to work with this, how to allow it to inspire you to good works, to create good products and good services, good government, good politicking, if that's a word, but you get where I'm going with this. And so on that horizon, we see that if not at the beginning of this week, but we can see in that as we climb, there's the potential for us to climb high and shine bright and live in a totally different frequency of great healing and integrity. When we leave all this, our vibration will automatically rise to that healing frequency of promise, hope, and freedom. Okay, so I forgot to pull the card from the bottom of the deck, and it's the Mother of Pentacles. So she's sitting there with her baby doe. And so this is about the energy here. And you see the upper colors of the chakras, they're very faint, but it's purple, blue, and maybe a little bit of green in there, but I think I see mostly purple and blue. So this is really highlighting your psychic and intuitive gifts, being really in touch with not only your soul, but your body and the earth, Gaia itself at this time, really grounding yourself and centering and really listening to your intuition, as well as applying and following practical wisdom and guidance. Take care of yourself and take care of the things that are important to you. This is where your practical applications, or where you need to implement or apply yourself. And she's taking care of her baby doe, same thing. Focus on what you need, the important things that you need to take care of. Decide what goals are important to you. Decide which monitor of possibility you want to experience and you want to cultivate and bring and develop into your life. I'm seeing that the goddess Lakshmi. And so you have access to extraordinary wealth. You also know how to really the mother of pentacles, I feel, is someone who really knows, is a great accountant, so to speak, and knows how to manage her resources. So make sure that you're managing your resources. I'm not going to get into this, but I've said it before: soul economy. What is my spirit? What makes my soul happy? Don't let all of your sort of metrics for your life be based upon the system that of the world that our ego has created, that power and greed has created, and desperation and limitation and lack. Don't let that be. Your soul knows none of these. It is completely fulfilled, and it only seeks to enhance the world with the qualities that it knows that is innate within every facet of creation. So I forgot the word I used before, um, but your soul economy, and then what does my body need? Because managing your resources becomes very simple when it's the inner reality that you're trying to nurture and make whole and fulfilled. It isn't this gouging, sort of all consuming, bottomless pit. It is filled and it is complete, and it wants to transmit these templates of fulfillment, peace, completion, wholeness, and oneness in the world. It wants to enhance the world with them in this way. And so managing your resources, then managing your energy and time, is all based on this soul economy. And when you do this, you will be in tune with with the world in a way that creates extraordinary peace, natural abundance, the natural flow of abundance, free of worrying, free of anxiety. The anxiety and these things are there to remind you that something that we're doing is off, is out of alignment, out of sync with the soul's economy and the soul's purpose and the soul's truth. All right, I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful week filled with lots of love, and let your purpose be guided by love. God bless you.